made it out of the Gambia. We're on the plane. Yay! We finally made it out. We're on the plane. We're on our way out of here. Everybody is so over the whole country. I don't know if I'd ever be able to convince them to come back. But right now, I don't even care about that. I don't even plan to come back. The plan is just to get back to American soil and to regroup and to figure what other countries I should explore. Keep it moving. We're on our way out. Yay! So I'm on the plane from Brussels, heading back to the U.S. And I wish to make this video right now while these things are fresh in my mind. A couple of things that occurred to me about the way Africans were treated by the airlines and how that has impacted us. Number one is that our flight was canceled, as you may know from a video that I will have posted before this. And we were scheduled to leave Banjul at 9:05 on Saturday and to arrive back in America at 2:15 on Sunday after a long layover in Brussels. But our flight was canceled. And on the airplane, when we first landed, other people were quite upset too. And there was a young lady sitting in front of us who indicated that she actually was scheduled to leave at 3 p.m. on Saturday to go to Brussels, and that they had been made to hang around the airport all day with the promise that they would leave at 9 o'clock on our flight. And then ultimately she was told that she would have to come back for the 9 o'clock flight on Saturday night. So now you've got everyone from the three flights, 3 p.m. Saturday, 9 p.m. Saturday, and 9 p.m. Sunday. And the flight is relatively full. And it occurred to me that the reason that they canceled those flights was not because of any technical difficulty. It was because those flights were not full. And they don't value us enough to send the flights anyway. So they just never sent the flights. And they made us all wait so that we could all travel together, and they would have a pretty much full flight coming back on Sunday night. Now we are on the plane, and I said to my children, because I was really upset, and I think I already just intuitively understood that, because what I said to them was they would never have done this if the flight was from Europe. They would not treat Europeans in this manner, where you're approaching the airport and you're told in the parking lot that your flight is not leaving, and so on and so forth, as I've already previously indicated. And now, here on the flight from Brussels to America, that left on early Monday morning to arrive Monday afternoon in America, and the flight is quite empty, to the point that when we sat down, the stewardess said to us, there are other seats. If you want to spread out, you can do that. My children didn't want to move, so we're all in a row, and I don't care. I'm fine with that. But I knew that they would not do that to Europeans. They will fly a partially empty flight to honor the reservations that were made by the Europeans wishing to go to America, but they will not fly a partially empty flight to honor the reservations made by Africans wanting to travel to Europe. An even further thing that I just realized sitting here now, when we got on the flight in Banjul, before we took off, the stewardesses or the flight attendants went down the aisle with a sanitizer and sprayed it in the air. And we hopped over to Dakar, Senegal, and people got off and some got on, and they did that again. And I recall them doing that before when I traveled. this plane from Brussels to go to America, there's no sanitation, no sanitizing, nobody squirting stuff in your hand. They gave you a packet that you could use to clean your hands, but in Banjul, they actually squirted some kind of stuff in your hand. People, we've got to wake up. Africa has got to get stronger and develop those policies and procedures and demand certain treatment, because we are not honored or respected or treated well, and it's all across the globe. And as a further follow-up to the videos about the 7,500 that the airport employees stole from us, when we went to Brussels Airline, we were dealing with United. It was no longer Brussels. Nobody knew anything about any claim for any money for a COVID test. Not only that, some of the people on the plane from Banjul, the plane that had the consolidated people to make a full plane, some of those people said some people at the airport didn't pay anything for an updated COVID test. Some paid $1,500, some paid $2,000. So I guess they just looked at you and made an assessment of how much they thought you could pay, and then they charged you accordingly. And it's really sad, because I enjoyed my first trip to the Gambia despite whatever issues, and I brought my kids there thinking that ultimately this may be somewhere they would want to come with me, or at least come visit me, and they literally are refusing to go back. They never want to see that place again. All because, now the Brussels airline issue and the disrespect of Africans, I don't know that the Gambians could have done anything about that. But the way the Gambians dealt with us, the utter chaos, the ripping us off of 7,500 dalasi and not even giving a receipt, I mean, that's a red flag. We're not stupid. My children are 18 and 21 in college. They know that's not how business is done. As well as being rude, the making us queue outside. Oh, and a really big thing that really turned them off, to the point that my daughter didn't even want any more African arts or crafts, was the way the people in the market tried to rip us off. I know, I've been here before with the person I shopped with the first time I was here, the first day at Serakunda in the craft market. She allowed me to be ripped off trying to negotiate or whatever. I think she gets ripped off herself. It was clear. It was clear she gets ripped off herself. But I learned very quickly that I wouldn't pay those prices anymore. So even on my first trip, I just started negotiating on my own, because I want to pay a Gambian price, which means a fair price for the products. And so this time we had Gambians with us, and as soon as we walk up, here's a shirt for $250, they want $800. Here's a little crystal, what was it, like a hippopotamus or something. I had bought 3 pieces of art from this particular shop. They should have given that to my daughter as a gift. He tried to charge her like $800, telling her how special it was, and she was like, I don't even want it anymore. As a matter of fact, I don't even want anything from here at all. And at the end, he ended up putting it in the bag as a gift, but he thought he could rip us all. I cannot tell you how many times they attempted to rip us off. And I will tell you that stealing the 7,500 dalasi, trying to steal money from us at Serakunda and at Banjul Market, so turned them off. And I imagine that they have turned multiple, countless other African Americans who wanted to come to the country and help to make it better off by just trying to rip us off. I know you're hungry. We know you're impoverished. That's why we're here. We care about that. We're buying from your shop because we want to bring you business. We want to come back. We want to figure out businesses to employ you. And when you try to rob us like that, you take more than money. It is more than money that is at stake. My children were there when the guy at the reception desk at the hotel said to us, I'm going to have this person come and you pay them $30, which equates to 1,500 dalasi, to take you to the airport. They're not stupid. All of that just further cemented the fact that they don't want to be bothered with coming back to a place that operates like that. And another thing they'll try to do is quote you a price in dollars. Hey, buy this little fabric bag for 1,000 or for 800 Dalasi. That's less than $20. Well, it ought to be less than $20 because we're not in the U.S. So I don't want to talk to you about dollars. I want to talk to you about Dalasi, and I want to pay a fair price. And so the greediness and the attempts to rob us of our money, it backfires. Because I certainly in the fall am going somewhere else, and I know they won't be coming back. Maybe 5 years from now or something, we might circle back. I might circle back earlier. I don't know that they ever will, but I maybe, 4 or 5 years from now, I might could convince them. But do better, Africans. Do better by each other. Love yourself so you can love us, so we can treat each other better. I'm not giving up on the continent, but for now I've had more than my share of whatever's going on in the Gambia, and I will not be returning. Not to mention that the last time I went to the Gambia, the first time I went for 30 days, February to March, somebody charged me $65 for a visa. And when I got there this time, I realized there's no visa in my passport. But they just took the money and never gave me anything for it. And then this time I bought 5-year visas for my children and myself for $65. And when I told my little younger friend who used to work at the airport, he picked up his phone and said, oh, no. A visa costs $60, not $65. Who was it? I'm going to call. I said, just let it go. But as I explained to the people at the airport, you let it go that they robbed you the first time. You let it go that they got an extra $15 the second time. You let it go here. You let it go there. And eventually it all adds up. And you don't want to let it go anymore. And that's where we are. I cannot believe that my second trip, when I brought my children with me, ended up this way. But I know that it's for the best. And I know that there's somewhere else that I probably will have a better fit, because I don't know how anybody else's life works out, but always